I just got a Sapphire Preferred card, and I can book travel through the Chase portal with 25% more value? Wow! 2.2 cents per point on this transfer partner? That's just not enough value. I gotta keep looking. Hi everybody, Dugras here with Dugras Reports. Coming to you from my car. This is an impromptu video, very raw, and I'm gonna level with you guys. I've got a lot of credit card burnout right now. I'm kind of sick of the points and miles game, so I'm out of having fun with it for a little while. Okay, not completely. I'm gonna keep doing videos for you, the viewer. Plus, I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, I can almost taste it. So, if you get any value out of this video whatsoever, please subscribe to this channel. So, here's what's been going on with me lately. I have been trying to keep up with the points and miles game. I've been trying to keep up with the blogs, my favorite YouTube channels. And I feel like I'm spending a lot of time on it, and I'm just not really enjoying it that much, to be honest with you. And I think this is a phenomenon that could be called credit card burnout. I've seen various YouTubers just drop out either temporarily or forever. And I think there comes a point where the novelty of points and miles kind of wears off. In my case, I'm not saying I'm getting out of points and miles, but I need something to kind of refresh my interest in points and miles and booking travel. I'm spending all this time every week tracking my spending, making sure that I'm meeting my sign-up bonuses, making sure all the bills are paid and all the different cards. Here's a couple of the reasons why I think that's the case. One of them is because, well, I'm just down in the dumps in general, life circumstances. My favorite team got knocked out of the NCAA tournament by being upset in the first round. At work, I got a raise recently, and my job only gives raises once a year. Big corporate type job. And my raise was very small. And it was the last year too. Inflation is really high. My raise wasn't even close to keeping up with inflation. So that's discouraging. And spending. Our family spending has gone up a lot. Not because of any specific event. There might be a couple one-time events, like one of my kids needs braces or something like that. But I'm just talking day to day. Man, we're spending a lot more money at Walmart. We're spending a lot more money at the grocery store. Just to be very candid, compared to 2 years ago, when I would get a bill from the credit card company, the points and miles game kind of made it fun to look at bills, the credit card bill itself, and then say you get a bill from, a service provider, the utility company, your dentist, whatever. It's kind of fun to pick which card you're going to put that spend on and how to maximize it. In the past, I would pay all of our monthly bills and have a cushion left over. Not a big cushion, but, 10 or 20%. And then that could go into short-term savings, and that short-term savings would cover things like braces, or the washing machine gives out, or we need a new dishwasher, or a car needs brakes, or air conditioning in the car. These are all real examples I've run across in the past 12 to 18 months, by the way. Now, because of inflation, I just barely have enough money to pay the bills each month, and little to nothing is going into that short-term savings. I'm still contributing to my 401k, don't get me wrong, but just the financial situation is a little more bleak than it used to be. Being middle class is tough. I have a very ordinary, run-of-the-mill, work for a big company, office-type job, although I only work in office 1 day a week and I work from home the rest of the week. So, whereas, paying the bills, working on finances used to be fun, now it's not so much fun. It's just something that has to be done. And because I've got quite a few credit cards, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but It's probably pushing 30 between me and player 2 and business cards. It just seems like a chore. I'm probably spending 3 hours a week making sure the bills are paid, meeting minimum spend as needed, and I'm not doing that much activity. And some of that is just normal budgeting. But let's be honest, your normal budgeting gets more complex when you have more than one credit card and you're having to decide what goes where. Another factor is I think I'm spreading myself too thin, trying to maximize categories too much and those kind of things, even though recently I said spending categories don't really matter. A utility bill has to go on my US Bank Cash Plus to make sure it gets that 5%. But that means, if the only bill I have that month is the water bill, I might have $115 on that one card at the end of the month I have to pay. And I think I've got, Amazon going to one place, Walmart going to another place, piano lessons going to another card. So I've got lots of cards, and that's probably taking me too much time. So I need to shrink down and consolidate my spending, either cancel or sock drawer some cards. Another possible reason why I'm feeling burnout is I just haven't enjoyed the benefits of credit cards much lately. My family took a awesome vacation to the North Woods using the Vacasa trick and some other tricks in May and June of last year, 2022. And then we took a mini vacation as a family in, I think it was September, October, up to Minnesota. But that was like 3 nights in a Holiday Inn Express. It wasn't anything super fancy. But since then, October, November, December, January, February, March, it's been 5 months since I've done any sort of travel that involved points. I guess I spent 1 night in a local motel. But other than that, I haven't had that feeling of conquest. Early in my points and miles game, I would go to St. Louis for a 4-day weekend and just look at historical monuments. And that's not super exciting to a lot of people, staying in a Hilton Garden Inn or something like that. But for me, that was awesome. And I get a lot of endorsement from that. Not like money endorsement, emotional endorsement from that. I haven't even had that in 5 months. Another factor, I think a lot of the YouTubers that I like, people like Credit Shifu, Ben Hedges, and Luke's Points and Miles, Chad's Money Minute, those guys seem to travel a lot more than I do. And it's either because they're self-employed or they have the kind of job that allows for or mandates travel. So, I'm just working from home, except for 1 day a week. I drive 20 miles to a big generic corporate building and sit there. Do my boring 9-to-5 job. And there's just not a lot of excitement. It's harder to integrate points and miles rewards into my everyday life. It has to be like specific vacation times, long weekends, that kind of stuff. I don't have that built-in emotional endorsement that some guys do. So I'm going to offer some solutions that I think might help me with my credit card burnout. Maybe it'll be helpful for you as well. I would also challenge any creators, small or big, that are watching this video. Do your own video or put something on Instagram or do a YouTube short, what your solutions are to the feeling of credit card burnout. How can you encourage me? How can you encourage others like me going through a low point in enjoying credit card points and miles? Before I get into the solutions part though, as I mentioned earlier, please subscribe to this channel because I talk about points, miles, travel redemptions, those sorts of things for the average American, the hamburger Joe who works a boring office job like me, although I think anybody can garner something from it. If that sounds interesting, subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Let's keep going. Possible solution number 1, consolidate my spending. If I were to pick out like a take a break card, that might be a good idea. So yes, I can maximize categories. I can get 5% instead of 2% on utilities. But am I really missing out on that much if I put it on a 2% type card? One example would be my Capital One Venture X. I have one. My wife is an authorized user. So just kind of put everything on there and realize I may not be getting gas, I may not be getting grocery, but hey, I'm getting 2% on everything. Another possible candidate would be my relatively new City Premier card, and that gets 1% on everything, but 3x on gas, 3x on dining, 3x on grocery, and 3x on paid travel. And that covers a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to do the math, but if I did the math and put all my spending on one card, that one actually might come out a little bit ahead, especially since I also have the Rewards Plus card, which gives me an extra 10% back on redemptions up to 100,000 points a year. So 3% effectively becomes 3.3x. You could do something simple that I don't have, like a City Double Cash, or a Chase Freedom Unlimited, 1.5 on everything, and you're earning Chase points. And it's fee-free. So there's a lot of options. I'm not necessarily going to go down to one card for a while, but I probably will go down to like 3 cards for a while, instead of spreading my spending across 10 to 12 cards every month and then being annoyed when I have to spend time paying bills. Another solution, number 2, is just paring down the cards. I've got my business card holder here, so I'll just flip through this real quick. This was getting pretty full. It's almost filled up here. I'll put a link down below if you want to order one of these on Amazon. It's, I think, 10 to 15 bucks. Some of them are debit card, authorized user cards, those kind of things, so it's not all credit cards. But I think if I get rid of some cards that I don't need, or that aren't that important to my credit history, that might make me feel better, just less to manage. It's always good to do an appraisal. I canceled 2 cards recently. They're both business cards. I'll put a link up there in the corner. You want to do the world's fastest what's in my wallet, like what's literally in my wallet? I didn't plan for this. I'll just show you real quick. The Wyndham Earners Business Credit Card, 8x on gas. The Chase Inc. Business Cash, 5x on office supply stores, cable, internet, that kind of thing. This is my second Inc. Cash. I'm working on a spending bonus on that. Amex Gold Card, this is an authorized user card. It's actually in my wife's name. 4x on dining, 4x on groceries. And because of a referral link, thank you, Frequent Miler, somebody used my referral, and right now I'm getting +5 on grocery. So effectively, I'm getting 9 membership reward points per dollar on grocery spend. And a Chase Freedom Flex. This is just your normal Chase Freedom Flex, but one thing that's special about it is at the time I got it, it had 5x on gas for your entire first year, up to 12,000 in spend. Another solution I hinted on earlier in identifying the problem is just consolidate my spending. Use like an everything else card as much as possible. Sock drawer a bunch of cards. To be honest with you, it's kind of tempting to just say, I'm going to do that ideal $250 wallet that I talked about in a previous video and go down to only 5 cards. That'd probably be going a little too far, but I can cancel a few, sock drawer a bunch, and frankly, if I just use my wife's American Express Gold for groceries, and I'm temporarily getting 9x, that's amazing. 5x on gas with that Freedom Flex that I talked about from Chase. And then I can just put everything else either on the card that I'm earning a spending bonus on or trying to, or my Capital One Venture X, and just say, good enough. 3 or 4 cards, keep it really simple, stupid. That's another possible solution. And then another possible solution is try to be more charitable with my points and miles. I've had 2 occasions to donate some points and miles to someone who was either traveling overseas or had a relative traveling overseas, not in points and miles at all. And I donated some points to them to help them get like what would normally be, say, a $1,000 plane ticket for $90 or something like that. You know, basically I just asked them to pay the taxes and fees, and that's it. That's kind of a good feeling that makes you want to keep going and makes you want to earn more points and miles. So that's another possibility. Also, I can realize that it's okay to have less than ideal redemptions. It's not that big of a deal if I get 1.25 in a portal, if I use the Capital One Travel Eraser. Is it getting more than 2 cents per point? No. Am I still using my points? Yeah. And that's kind of cool. So just don't worry about it. Use your points however you want. Not a bragging contest. Just get decent value and use them. I might even cash out some of my Chase points at 1 penny each to help with the family budget. I know, that's like sacrilegious, but you know what? I don't care. And then lastly, just realize I don't have to keep up with everything all the time. I don't have to read Frequent Miler every single day. I don't have to listen to 2 podcasts every single day. I don't have to check Doctor of Credit every single day. It's okay to disengage from points and miles and just go play video games with my kids or watch my favorite sports team, as long as they haven't been eliminated from the tournament. So I would really appreciate any encouragement you can provide me with, or any tips for both me and viewers. How do you avoid credit card burnout? How do you simplify? How do you get the joy back into points and miles? As always, may your spending be frugal, and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.